My name is Nancy. My maiden name was Welsh. My dad was Jesse Welsh. He was the son of Virginia Adams.
It's good.
I'm sorry.
It's good.
And I came here for many, many years as a little child. Went in the lake. They had a little concession stand, very little, and they only sold hot dogs that kept cooking in a big pot and just some sodas. And my grandmother would be Virginia Adams.
Mm-hmm.
She was married to Welsh, divorced, and I always knew her as Virginia Adams, my grandmother at the lake.
Love it.
I had 3 grandmothers, so that was Virginia. I didn't see as much of Virginia with childhood events. She was a businesswoman, so to speak, and she was always busy at the lake. She had a very small house with a bar connected to it, and when people pulled in, I guess they drove over a wire and a little buzzer rang, and Jenny, she was sometimes called Jenny, would go out, and she always had one of those little coin changers wrapped around her waist to collect the money. And I remember there was a big sign there, Virginia Lake, with a lady diving, and the whole thing was just a matter of going there every weekend. Virginia didn't really cook or have meals at her house. She was always busy. So basically, we did eat the hot dogs and eat when we got back home.
Mm-hmm.
She lived there, I'm not sure how many years or what year she first came here, but I remember up until I think the late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I would go in the water.
So, do you have any words to describe Aunt Virginia or Virginia Adams?
Well, Virginia was I would say, a feisty woman, a real businesswoman. She had previously had another lake in another part of New Jersey. So the thing is, a lot of people would just see her out there collecting the money, and she had a little house. But she also really liked nice things. She always, when she did go out, she always wore pretty clothes, a lot of jewelry. She loved jewelry and antiques. So as she was older, she had many antiques. I don't know where they were in the little house, but she did. Now my father, Jesse, also had a sister, and her name was Bessie. But Bessie moved to Missouri, and she would only come out for little vacations and at the grandmother, so we never saw her very much.
Mm-hmm.
And when Virginia Welsh remarried a Mr. Adams, who, some reason, I never met him. He was completely out of the picture. She did have a daughter, Jane. Ironic, Jane Adams.
Interesting.
And that would have been my father's half-sister, so I was with her a lot. She came down and also would help. And I don't know.
It's great.
I'm just so surprised that how many years have gone by so fast. But I I just remember there was a railroad at the end, and we'd
Mm-hmm.
take a walk back, and everybody'd say, watch out, don't go near the railroad.
Oh, that's great.
And Virginia always had her little doggie named Baby, Bebs. That was very important to her. My dad lived in Riverside, New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
so he made many trips out for errands and whatever, and you have to think there weren't any stores around here.
Mm-hmm.
In the town of Berlin there were, but she was out in the country. Yep, she was a businesswoman. I have to try to find a more recent picture.
Yeah.
I did show the one when she was a
Mhm.
young woman, and people told me in that town, as I grew up and met different people, oh, we remember Jenny. She used to teach little girls how to knit. And that really surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't picture her a knitter.